I just cut that video off then. So I'm walking along and I seen this. I was absolutely mesmerised. I was like, this was exactly what I was like. Wow. Wow. It was like I was seeing an orchid. I'd never seen it, never looked at a dandelion the way I looked at it that day. And I could see all its beauty, and to me it looks cream and gold, and I was just like absolutely in awe of it. I was like, wow, just look at that, wow. And that's why I'm like that with the trees. And it's funny because I travelled all over the world, do you know what I mean? I've travelled all across America, done 29 states of America. I spent 6 months living in New Zealand, travel around it. I've spent nearly 2 years living in Australia and travelling all around it. 2-month island hopping in Fiji, learning to dive and all that. But because I was always either sober, either drunk or hungover, I didn't actually see. I didn't really see. And when I got sober, all of a sudden I could see. The only way I can describe it is, it was like when you trip on mushies or LSD without the drugs. It were seeing everything in 3D. It was just weird. And I remember going into meetings, going into 12-step meetings, and I'd be like this, I'd go, oh my God, I've just had the most amazing experience. I seen and I was so animated about it because I couldn't get over it. And I'm like, I looked at this this dandelion, and it looked like a rare orchid. It was like beautiful, and I was running through the field like, and I remember singing Pavarotti. That I can't bloody think, what is it now? What's Pavarotti's favourite famous song? Oh, that's going to do my sweet writing. Let's have a Google. But I remember singing Pavarotti, skipping through fields, singing, looking at all little flowers and just being absolutely in awe of everything. It was pretty special. Don't come across special in this video. But I also went through a period then of, like I said, being in awe of everything. And I started collecting twigs and leaves to make craft stuff out of. To be fair, I found it a couple of years ago. I just collected a pile of crap, but I remember phoning Ange up and going, Ange, I'm out walking dog, and I found these leaves and they look like brown leather, and I found these things on trees, and what fell off trees, and they're amazing. I'm going to collect them and I'm going to turn them into like beautiful artwork. I were absolutely off my barnet. And you know what? That reminds me of a time when I were only a few months sober, and me and Ange decided to do some crafting together, and I get extremist over everything, me, and I was like, yeah, we can, like, we'll make loads of stuff and we'll sell them online and we'll do this and we'll do that. Anyway, first night of crafting, well, I've got a charity shop addiction, and it started then. I'd always done charity shops, but it started really bad when I were a few months sober. Can't find that Pavarotti song. Well, I can't focus on it. Yeah, it started when I was a few months sober. So first thing I got addicted to, I started watching what do you call it, on Netflix, documentaries about the food industry. What had happened was, so I told you that I tried killing myself. December 28th in 2015, I relapsed on a vodka and tried killing myself. And then, so I got referred to Healthy Minds in Borough, and I seen this, I had an assessment, and I told him about a sexual assault that happened to me when I was 11. And he convinced me to go to the police. he says, oh, you know, I said, oh, it's 30 years ago. He went, how do you not know that you've got a vital piece of information that, that you know, a jigsaw piece that could help people and solve something? So he convinced me to go. So off I trotted with my mum, went to Bury Police Station, and I can tell you that it weren't the best experience. The woman on the reception got me to tell her the details of it, or some of the details of it, in the waiting room in front of everyone. Now, luckily, I'm not a very private person. I will tell people most things about me. I'm not one of these who's you know, I'm a pretty open book, so it didn't bother me. But at one point she said, because I was 11, and 4 14-year-old lads dragged me in a bedroom at the childminders where I used to go, and Gaffer taped my mouth up, and yeah, I won't really go into any more details, but yeah, it weren't a very pleasant experience. Anyway, so he told me to report it. So she got me to say some of the things what had gone on in front of everyone. And then she went, and why did you go into the bedroom? And I thought, that's exactly why we didn't report it 30 years ago, through that mentality. I was disgusted by her, and I went, because I was an 11-year-old kid at my childminders, and the son of the childminder was the one who's done it to me. I says, and he was like a brother to me. I had no reason not to, do you know what I mean? We were having a water fight. Anyway, I had no intention of sharing this. But yeah, so anyway, there were 2 specialist police officers come round who deal with this sort of thing, and they were lovely. So I made a complaint about the woman. But to take my mind off that, all I wanted to do was drink because I kept reliving it in my mind, and all I wanted to do was drink to forget about it. Anyway, so instead, because I didn't want to relapse, because I knew it had just nearly killed me, what I did instead was I started watching these documentaries on Netflix about this food industry, and that's what's led to me being a vegetarian. But I got proper obsessed with it, and I literally emptied my house of everything that were processed, and I filled my cupboards up with just jars of looked like bloody twigs and leaves. It were like nuts and seeds and all sorts. I have relapsed a bit on that now. I were proper obsessed for a bit. Anyway, around that time, like I said, I got a bit obsessed with collecting things out of nature to do crafting with. Anyway, there was this one night that I'd gone round to, I'd been going out to charity shops, and where I went, my mental health were really bad. I were really manic, and everything I looked at could be turned into like a fairy castle or something. So I rocks up at Angie's house with bags and bags of stuff that I'd bought from a charity shop, and I'm pulling out like a Doctor Who TARDIS and going, Ange, look at that, I only paid £1.50 for it. I got 2 of them because if we paint it pink and cover it in glitter and put a little fairy inside, it'll look like a fairy house. And Angie's just like looking at me like gobsmacked, going, what the fuck? What on earth am I meant to do with that? And I'm pulling out like bunches of like flowers that are like all dusty and stuff, and going, oh, we can spray paint these and cover them in glitter and sell them for £5 and stuff. Anyway, so the next day I rang her up in the morning. I'd spent about 500 quid on crafting stuff, and I rang her up at about, so I were at her house that night, and we decided to do some crafting. So she's at one end at shed. She had this man cave that her ex had built, and we started crafting in that. So she's at one end, and she's got this beautiful little chest of drawers, and she's painting it with this dead expensive Annie Sloan paint, and putting all these little pot Teds on it and everything. It looked gorgeous, really, really classy. I'm at other end at shed, right? I've whipped through it like a Tasmanian devil. Anybody who knows me knows what I'm like when I get giddy. So I'm just chucking stuff absolutely everywhere, because I behave the way my head behaves, and that's how my head behaves. It's like just chaos. So I sits down and I starts making a picture out of a lampshade, right, that I'm thinking was amazing. And then I gets this, I'd bought this lantern thing from Dunelm, Can't remember what I'd paid for it. Anyway, I'm like, I says, Ange, oh, I'm going to do this lantern up and make it look really good. So I starts painting it with this kids. It was just one of them paper lanterns. You know, you just shove a bulb underneath. Paper bloody lantern. Anyway, so I starts painting it with this glitter paint, and I'm at it for ages. I painted it that much that I even put an hole in it at one point. Then I just got them, you know, them little kiddies puffy stickers, what you buy from a pound shop. Stick a unicorn on one side, a unicorn on the other side, and a couple of shells on it. Hey, I thought it was a masterpiece. I'm like this, I'm looking at it from every angle. Say, that's it, I'm at it. I took a photo of it there, then I took a photo of it here, then one from up here, one from there. I'm like this to Ange, I'm at it. Oh my God, look at this. I'll get about £5 for this. And she's thinking, what? You'd have to pay somebody £5 to take it off your hands. It were absolutely rubbish. But I thought it were best thing since sliced bread, and I'm there going, oh wow, look at it, it's amazing. So I did that, and I painted these little jar things. Anyway, I've stood mine outside. She's done this gorgeous thing what you'd get about 25 quid for, and I've done this like abomination. A boyfriend comes in, and he went, and Ali were about 6 at the time, and he went, what's Ali painted that? What's Ali made that for? Like a pink unicorn paper lantern. She went, well, Ali ain't made it. Juliet made it. He went, you are? She went, oh, she thinks she's going to be able to sell it for a £5 on craft fair. Well, he were bloody in hysterics. Pair of them were in hysterics. But she didn't say out to me because she knew that my mind were like, I were proper off me nut. Anyway, so I'd already left bags and bags of stuff at her house that were absolutely useless that I'd thought could all be turned into fairy castles. Anyway, next day, she phones me up. Oh no, I phones her up at 9 in the morning. I says, Ange, where did you get that iridescent glitter from? She went, I got it from garden centre near me. 99p. I went, right, I'm going getting some. She went, right, you're not spending any more money, are you? She went, just get that and go home. I went, oh no. I said, I'm not. I says, do you know what? I said, I've not even got a bra on. I said, I'm just putting my coat on over the top of me pyjama top. I've got some leggings on. I'll just whip there, get some of that, come back and like start me crafting. Anyway, so that were at 9 o'clock in the morning. So she phones me at 11:30. She says, where are you? I said, oh, I'm still at garden centre. She went, you are? I went, oh yeah, I found all these things on sale. I said, I'm just buying it, getting it all now. So I just literally checked out. She went, how much have you spent? I went, £85. All on my credit card, this. So she says, right, you're going to go home now, aren't you? I went, yeah, I'm going to go home. Anyway, she phones me up at 4 o'clock. Have you had a good day? I said, oh, I've not been home yet. She went, what do you mean? I said, oh, I've been doing all charity shops. I said, I've been to Ratcliffe ones. I said, I've been to ones at Astley Bridge. I said, I'm in Farnworth now. She went, what are you doing? I said, oh, well, I've just had to go and get a trolley from Home Bargains because I've bought that much stuff in charity shop. I need a trolley to get it to my car. I'd bought a doll's house. I'd bought a fire station. A fire station that went, Nina, made out of plastic. That I was convinced I could sprinkle with glitter, put a few flowers on it and turn it into a fairy castle. Anyway, my car were full, you couldn't move. So I gets home, pulls all the stuff out, and then it sort of like just hit me. I just sort of like went, like burst into tears, had a bit of a meltdown. So I phoned Ange and I went, Ange, I don't think my head's very well. She went, oh, thank God for that. I went, you are? She went, oh, I've even phoned your mum up telling her how worried I am. She went, I think she's on her way to your house now. I said, shit, I best hide all this stuff. So I went off phone, I went and hid all the stuff. Anyway, so my mum turns up and I hid it all. And then my mum goes to the toilet and I've phoned Ange back. And she's saying, oh, I'm just so relieved that you've realised, like, that you're acting a bit manic and a bit not right in head. Anyway, all of a sudden you just daze. What the bleeding hell is that? So Ange went, what she found? I went, I don't know. So I goes upstairs. Anyway, I'd bought this, you know how people put a moose's head on wall? Well, I'd found a unicorn's head, this plaster of Paris unicorn head. So I bought it to glitter up and bling up. Well, my mum had found it sticking out somewhere. And she went, what the bleeding hell's that? I says, oh, I'm taking it back, Mum. I says, I just seen it and thought I could bling it up with a load of glitter. She went, it's bleeding hanging. She went, you bloody scare people putting that on wall. I said, oh, we're gonna sell it on craft fair. Yeah, so it was a bit of a nuts time, that. And my charity shop obsession's not left yet, but yeah, well, it has now, hasn't it? Because I've not been able to do it. And have I missed it? Not really. And that is something that I can get totally obsessed with. My obsessions can come out in any way, shape or form. They can come out with anything. Charity shops is just one of them. Crafting were an obsession for a little while, till I sat up for 36 hours straight cutting out silhouettes of elephants and giraffes and furries. I slept a little bit, didn't shower or anything. I just sat there with a scalpel and cut out for 36 hours with a little bit of sleep in between, black shapes. I ended up feeling the same type of pain that I felt from being chained to the alcohol. It were awful. So I have to be really mindful of my addiction and how it manifests itself in other ways. It can be food. Luckily, it's never manifested in men, but it has before in the past. You know, getting obsessed, but I've managed to keep that under control because I know that just, I've seen other people in the rooms do it and they end up in a right state, or they end up the duff off someone who they don't even care about. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not an healthy addiction, that, because at least my charity shop addiction's not harming anyone else, but when you've got other human beings involved, you're risking their sobriety or their addiction as well, their clean time. So no, it's not good, is it? Anyway, I'm going to go home now, get in the garden, do a bit of yoga and try and stay off my phone, because like I said, that's another addiction. I'm only using this because it's helping me talking about stuff. Look at my little boy. And he is my little boy. You know, when you've not got kids, your animals become everything. I do baby him. I babied him too much. He thinks he's my boss now, which ain't good. I've just had to do a detour, as I said, in there because of little Lord Fauntleroy. Anyway, I hope you're all okay. I messaged my mate Dawn last night, who's on frontline in NHS, the one I said, you know, she's struggling a bit because she's worried that she might bring someone home to her daughter who's 4. And it must be horrific. Anyway, I messaged her last night and just said, I'm thinking of you and I hope you're okay. Can't imagine how hard it must be. And she messaged me back and said, oh, thanks for that. And she said, keep your videos coming, they're keeping me upbeat. So yeah, that made me feel a bit better, because I was worried that I was going to offend people who were working, because I'm just like, you know, going round hugging trees and enjoying sunshine. So that made me feel a little less guilty, that. So, hiya Dawn, hope you're okay, darling. Sending you lots of big hugs and kisses, and to everyone else who's working on frontline, and to all you shop assistants, and you're all doing a grand job. Thank you so much. Anyway, me and Oswald are going back to the house now. Should we go home and get some brekkie, Ozzy? Well, we've had brekkie. Should we go home and get some din-dins? He's a good boy. Over and out, campers. I'll speak to you later. Have a good day.